we are going to talk about, I think, our last topic for today. Can a non-big man win Defensive Player of the Year? We were just talking about a guy who could potentially do it this season, Mikal Bridges. He is third in overall plus minus in the NBA. So, on top of being a great defender, he does it on offense as well, which I know doesn't impact this award. But hey, I like a guy who can do a little bit of it all. And Mikal Bridges is that guy on the perimeter. He is leading the front, making sure that the pressure getting to DeAndre Ayton is not that thick, and that the swatting attempts that he gets are much easier to get away because Mikal Bridges is right there being a pest the whole time. He's not as annoying as a Patrick Beverley, but he's right there on you, and he is lengthy. That wingspan, man, he's a big guy, and he's relentless. He doesn't really get tired.
That's a great word for it. He's definitely not as annoying as Pat Beverley. I do think he's just as much, if not more, of a pest defensively than
he's he's just not the personality that Pat is as much. But not everyone does crack cocaine for breakfast like Pat. Mikal still is a fiend, and you see him locking you up. You're wishing that you didn't have the basketball.
I love how much he loves defending. When you watch him, you'll see him just dig right in, and that's I actually really love watching defense, almost more than good offense in the NBA, and he's super fun to watch. 12th in defensive rating, 106.6, great. For starters, I played more than 60 games. People like to argue, especially this is what that center for Defensive Player of the Year thing is. The biggest argument is take DeAndre Ayton off that team. They're instantly worse defensively. I don't think that's fair. I think people who just watch basketball don't understand that a center doesn't you don't just, if there's a really good center, you don't just match him up with a center. I mean, he will be. But the center's role in the defense is a lot more different than a wing player's role in the defense. With switching, of course you're not going to expect Mikal Bridges to sit in the paint and be like, all right, if anybody tries to drive, you have to block it. It's totally different defensive roles. So what Defensive Player of the Year is, you take that role, and you're like, who's best, not in that specific role, who takes their role and affects their defense the most? And for what Mikal Bridges does, I think he really does. I think he really does affect it. Right, you have a point. Take Ayton. Without Ayton, he's still the same defensive player doing the same role, but their defense is obviously affected. But I don't think that's a fair assessment, a fair argument.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's the argument for sure that a lot of people will make for Gobert and big man over a small guy time and time again. It's just his impact on the interior game, because guys have to come through him. He's in there, he's holding the fort. Guys have to get through him, and if he's getting 4, almost 5 blocks a game, it's hard to ignore that. It's just more impactful on the stats, and people are looking at the stat sheets and like, whoa, that's much more than what Mikal's giving me. But it's Mikal giving you 4 steals a game would be impossible. I'm sorry, never gonna happen. And Mikal giving you that many blocks is definitely not gonna happen either. But his impact is serious and deserves recognition as well. And if we're being frank, Rudy Gobert has 3 Defensive Player of the Years. He does not need a 4th this year. He will probably be just as good next year if you want to give him another. Every now and then, you got to give another small guy his kudos. Last year, Ben Simmons was 2nd place in it, and it was just kind of okay, there you go, golf clap. You're happy now, small guys. You got your award. And it's well, what? Ben's 6'9" too.
Yeah, he's a big guy. No, I do disagree that I think if you earn it, doesn't matter whether you've won it 3 times in a row. This is the case for me. Why Giannis doesn't win MVP every year. I do think if you earn it, just because you won it before, it shouldn't affect it. However, But
it's weird how the narrative thing affects certain awards and it doesn't affect others.
Yeah, no, that's right. Because they do it because not many people care who the Defensive Player of the Year is. I do think it's your effect on the team, and I do think Mikal right now has more effect for what he's done, for what the Phoenix Suns have done this year. more than Rudy Gobert. But I mean, like, I think a lot of guards should, like, it should matter. Like, I mean, you take guys like, if you're just taking big men, Al Horford has a 103.3 defensive rating. It's kind of fucking insane. Like, if you're just looking at big men and what they do, that's still really good. But then,
yeah, it's crazy for old man Horford to be doing that. But rating gets affected a lot by your team, and their defense has been really on point lately.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at some of the top guards that have really good, that are top five defensive rating for guards, it's Curry, Conley, and Wiggins. That's kind of, see, you can't just judge it off that. So those aren't the best, but like Drew Holiday, I mean, he's not in the top 10 for that stuff, but he's obvious. I still think today he's the best defensive guard in the NBA. Next
he's
to
definitely like
Marcus
the best
Smart's up there
on-ball
too.
defender in the NBA, or for a guard. So I mean, that's more important than what those guys are doing off ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Giannis is the best help defender in the league, and that's why people are like, why don't you just have him guard Kevin Durant? I'm like, it's not that simple. I mean, we
play our roles. We're in the coaching system. Like, Bud is setting Giannis up to be in certain spots. Monty is setting up Chris Paul and Devin Booker to be in certain spots too. Like, a lot of it comes down to the coaching. Is it a shock that top guys and plus minus happen to be really good defenders? They're all, like, 3 of them are on the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns have a fantastic defensive coach. I mean, shouldn't be surprising. Is it surprising that the Heat are a great defensive team? No, they've got great defensive players and a great defensive coach. Like, stuff makes sense, makes sense. To win Defensive Player of the Year, I just don't know if it's gonna happen this year. I'd love it to happen.
I will say, I did want to mention that another player that could definitely get mentioned is that doesn't get talked about enough for this award is Triple J. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. has done a great job for the Grizzlies. I think that's a huge part. His full season is a huge part of why their success, and his defense is what's doing that.
Yeah, no, he's been fantastic. I think he's right up there in the top 5 considerations. So he's probably not going to get talked a lot in like mainstream NBA circles, but he's had a fantastic season, and obviously Draymond was having a fantastic one too before he was hurt. I think he was in the contention as well.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know who's the third guy then. Who's the third guy if it's Mikal and Gobert?
Giannis.
I mean, yeah, you can throw Giannis in there. Obviously, Giannis has the same effect every time, and I think now that Drew is on that team, I don't know if he should get Defensive Player of the Year. It's the same reason why I didn't think Kevin Durant should ever be in MVP voting when James Harden and Kyrie Irving were on his team. I just didn't think it was fair. I was like, I mean, like, yeah, they're good. Like, if they're like, there should almost be like a you fucked it up award where it's like you had this was yours to lose. Like,
yeah, this was yours. You fucked it up. Yeah, I mean, it's like when you take it into consideration and they use a metric for winning MVP as like having a lot of games won. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, he had like all these great teammates. Like, he was supposed to dominate. What do you mean? Like, even with Giannis, like, had amazing seasons, won MVP, totally deserved him. But it's like, I don't want to hear the criteria being like how amazing this team is. Like, I think we need to open it up to everyone. It's like, are they going to give it to Nikola Jokic this year, or are they going to bar him from it because they're like the 6th or 7th seed to end the year?
I think I do. Yeah, I think it's just like, it's a combination for me. It's a combination of the makeup, the success, and I think Jokic definitely deserves to be up there. I don't like Joel Embiid. However, what he's done,
I don't like Joel Embiid.
I don't like Joel Embiid.
Opinion.
Anyway, that was strictly ball business.
That's all right. I don't like Joel Embiid either, but that's more so because of the lead in the league in free throw attempts, and the flopping. Like his offensive game right now is just bulldoze your way to the rim, flail your arms up, get the whistle. That is not fun to watch.
No.
I don't care who you are. And if you are a Philadelphia fan, I want you to fuck yourself anyways. Like now they have James Harden, who's the same guy anyways. And like you guys are going to choke in the playoffs. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, you add 2 playoff chokers together. What do you think you're going to get?
What you're going to get is Tobias Harris, MVP. I'm starting now.
Tobias Harris. Let him know. No, Shake Milton, actually.
Yeah, J. Cole deserves it.
MVP Shake.
Yeah, no, when I freaked out, my door is shut, like fully shut, and Fred smashed open my door. Like I heard him trying to like push it open with his paw before, and then I just heard a boom, and he just like crashed through, and he's like, dude, it's 7, I gotta eat. Here. Yeah.
He's like, it's time, motherfucker.
Dude, we gotta finish, all right? I'm working.
All right, yeah, we're wrapping up here. This was strictly ball business. I think episode 33.
33. Larry Bird. It's our Larry Bird episode.
Woo! You know, it's been good. I mean, we've been doing it for a while now. It's been really fun, and I think you guys should help us grow this channel more by subscribing below. I think we're a couple of fun guys. You know, we may be past our prime for playing basketball and maybe never were tall enough, but we're all right at talking about it. And we would love if you joined us, you know, for new episodes that come out weekly. We talk about all that there is about basketball, and who knows, maybe we'll have more different stuff coming soon to you.
Yeah, working on it. Give us a subscribe. Do it for Fred. Tell your friends.
Do it for Fred. He's in the corner there. You can see him. He's beautiful. Yeah. Anything else for the folks? Yeah.
I got nothing.
Guys. We'll see you later. Have a good one.
Yo, it's Alec here with Strictly Ball Business. Make sure to subscribe and view our next video that pops up in your queue.